So, Crash Bandicoot 1 was a huge success. And immediately after they finished the first game, they began production of a second game. So when you select a new game, you can see Cortex falling after his defeat from the first game, which he lands in a mysterious cavern where he discovers a new source of power for his evil scheme. Power crystals. 1 year later, at Cortex's brand new built station, Cortex's new assistant Engine tells Cortex that they need 25 power crystals because the one crystal Cortex collected 1 year ago isn't enough. And since Cortex has no more allies left, he decided to call Crash Bandicoot, who is just chilling out with his sister Coco. Wait, Crash had a sister? I don't remember that from the first game. And eventually Crash ends up summoned into the warp room, and Cortex, in hologram form, shows up to tell Crash, and by tell I mean lie to him, by saying that he needs 25 power crystals to save the world. But we all know what he's really up to. Seriously, the title of the game says Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. So, basically, the title just spoiled the game. Well, I'll save the ending part of the game later on. Right now, let's end the game. Well, good news! We now have analog control. So like the first game, Crash can jump and spin. But he also has some new abilities like the body slam and the slide. Okay, what about the levels? They must be good, right? Well, there are some bad levels. Some levels that make me want to pull my hair out. But I'll get to those levels. But those levels will happen later on. Returning from Crash 1 are jungle levels. Though the Venus Flytrap Mario Piranha Plant ripoff creatures aren't in these types of levels. Why not? Plus there are snow levels. Yeah, snow levels. Remember those from the original game? No? Well, actually, these are one of the brand new levels. I mean, sure, the ice physics are a little hard to control. Plus, there are these 2D sections in the snow levels. And also the enemies, and also there are these crusher things that try to, well, crush you. Plus, also there are these things that try to crush you even if you're not under them. So, basically, you have to time these right, otherwise you get crushed. The objective in each level is to get the power crystal at the end. Okay, correction. The objective is to collect the power crystal in each stage, and then bring it to the end. Plus, also, there are these jungle-like water levels that have jet skis that you can ride on, and it is now home to the Venus Flytrap monsters from the first game. Plus, there are levels where you get to run away from bees! Plus, also, there are sewer levels with deadly electric eels, deadly barrels, and deadly metallic mice. Plus, there are these things, which are basically useless. Plus, also, there are these guys that'll torture you if you move too fast. Plus, also, there are these levels where you get to use a jetpack. And I'll be honest, it's kinda hard to control. You have to use the X button to move forward, and the circle button to move backwards. And you use the D-pad to move down, up, left, and right. Another thing returning from Crash 1 are boulder levels, where you run from a boulder, but this time there are actually some challenges, like some mines around to slow you down. Sometimes you'll be chased by the most scariest thing ever, a polar bear. Actually, that polar bear would later go on to be in certain, like, I think it was a boss battle in Crash Bash, but I'll get to that when I review it. Plus, also there are polar bear levels where you get to ride a polar bear. Kind of like the pig levels in Crash 1. Except it's a polar bear. The last type of levels to mention are the jungle levels at night. Well, you have to keep collecting these dragonflies to see what's ahead. If it flies away before you reach the end, you're screwed. In levels that you can walk around as normal Crash, you'll find these bonus areas, which can lead to more boxes for you to break to get the box gem. Oh yeah, I forgot, there's a box gem in this game. Well, how does the box gem work? Well, you'll be glad to hear this. If you die in a stage, you don't lose your chance to get the box gem. And let me just say this now, this is such a huge improvement over the first game. As for the boxes themselves, well, they're all the same from Crash 1, but we also get a brand new box, the Nitro box. What does it do? Well, if you touch it, it explodes. Plus also there are some special color gems, like the red gem. Now for these special gems, you can't break open all the boxes in the level to get them. You have to collect them by special means. And also in each level contains a power crystal. And these power crystals are how you progress with the game. There are 5 levels, and there are 4 hub worlds. I think. Yeah, 5 hub worlds and 5 levels each. So that's 25 crystals to collect in the whole game. Also in levels are these death routes, where if you go to a point in the level without dying, you can reach these areas, which I must say are really challenging. And some of them have gems, and others have boxes for you to break. And by the way, I'm using footage from the N. Saint trilogy. Why? Well, have you guys played the N. Saint trilogy? Now let's talk about each individual boss battle. The first boss you encounter is, returning from the first game, is Ripperoo! And basically he summons in a bunch of TNTs to try to, well, I think you all know what he tries to do with them. Then after the TNTs explode, well, Nitros? Are you kidding me? So, once he's dizzy, you just spin him 3 times. You just spin him, and then you repeat the process 2 more times, and then he's dead. And the second boss are the Komodo brothers. So what you do is dodge and then spin. But be careful, because once you hit them, they'll start doing that. And then you just repeat. And the third boss is making his debut in the Crash Bandicoot franchise, Tiny Tiger. And I just died. So basically what you have to do is, once a platform starts blinking red, make him jump onto that platform before it goes a 3rd time. And then repeat the process twice. The 4th boss is against Dr. Cortex's assistant, Engine. All you do is, you shoot fruit at weak points. And also, did I mention that? Oh, yeah, did I mention he shoots laser beams? Well, he does. And one by one, his limbs will break off. And, and also, you can't slide in. And also, you can't slide in this boss battle. You can't spin either. So once you take out the arms, all that's left is the shoulders. Once those are taken out, all that's left is the stomach. But be cautious, because he will try to shoot a laser at you once he appears right in front of you. And then he's dead. And of course, the last boss of the game, Dr. Cortex. Now this is kind of like the Doomsday Zone of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Whenever you get close to him, so basically you have to get close to him and hit him 3 times before he makes his escape, otherwise you have to restart the boss battle. After defeating Cortex without getting all the gems, Coco tells you that the Cortex Vortex is still up in space. But if you do collect all the gems, then Dr. Cortex's former assistant, Brio, powers up a laser to destroy the Cortex Vortex, and that's the good ending of this is the good ending of the game. And during the explosion, one of the pieces falls towards Earth. But that's the start of the next game. So all in all, Crash Bandicoot 2 is actually really good. It's actually a really good game, and it's less harder than the first game. So, all this week I will take a break from the Crash Bandicoot marathon to focus on Sonic.exe week. Okay. So see you all next time, and peace out.